It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we've got a showdown in the Sunshine State. It's the Jaguars and the Dolphins, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. With my good friend Charles Davis in the booth, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and the moment has finally arrived, CD. It's time to begin a new NFL season.
Partner, there's no hiding my excitement as I got ready this morning. I could not wait to get here for this game. Imagine what it's like out there on the field for those players, though. OTAs, training camp, preseason has all led to this moment when they officially kick this one off to get the season underway.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins head out, led by the NFL's leading passer in 2023. Now in his fifth season, Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's coming off a great season where he put up career highs in yards and touchdowns while also leading one of the most prolific scoring offenses in the NFL. The number one thing he did last season, though, staying healthy. When he's on the field, Miami can roll.
On the ground, this is Devon Achane. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
In motion left, Hill. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
Last year was a bit of a mixed bag for Lawrence as he started off looking like a budding superstar, but then he suffered an ankle injury and was a shell of himself the rest of the way. His team needs him to stay healthy if they plan on maximizing their full potential. And if that ends up being the case, they'll have a good shot to win a lot of games here in 2024.
And he's able to skip away from that first defender on his way to a pickup of 5. Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Someone moved, flag is out, that's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Another tote for Etienne. And he'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. In motion right is Davis. Here's Lawrence to throw. Dancing to his left. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run, and he had the marker in his sight. but I certainly didn't expect them to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his fourth down call.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. They were forced to punt on their initial drive of the new season. Now they're ready to go as they begin again with a 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. A quick throw, but incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
He finds his target, Beckham. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. Now, hang on, we got an injured player down there. Oh, boy, that's Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, who's hurting. Boy, fingers crossed here. First quarter of a new season, already an injury. And while they attend to him, we'll step aside. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. It was Eric Armstead fighting his way through that time to record the sack. Jake Bailey on now to punt here on 4th down. Ooh, with a juke. It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Ball start, offense.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Here's Lawrence. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Miami set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. He'll let this go deep for Waddle. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Andre Cisco right there to knock that ball free. 2nd and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Brought to the ground by the linebacker, Foye Oluokun. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. In motion, Hill. Here's Tua. It's Hill, complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. Now Etienne to start the drive. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A shotgun snap and a give to Etienne. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Lawrence. That's going to be caught by Kirk. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Now Lawrence to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Still going. Inside the 10.
Touchdown, Jaguars. Evan Ingram, 87 yards.
And the Jaguars get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Charles, that was a heck of a play.
It truly was, because when he made that catch, he had to shake through some people, right? So that play, to me, a highlight film that should be accompanied by bass music, right? I mean, boom, 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 and he finds his way to the end zone. Terrific play.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 7-0.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
That's good for a Miami Dolphin. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
In motion, Hill. Play action, now it's Tua. And going deep for Hill. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
Tua to throw again.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 37.
That's good for a Miami Dolphin. First and 10 at the 37-yard
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Here's 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Tua going to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And 3 yards to go.
Motion man is Berrios.
On play action, here's Tua. This is caught. Touchdown. Braxton Berrios, 31 yards.
And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and we are tied at 7. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Jaguars back with it on offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the shotgun, Lawrence
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Man, just couldn't hang on to the slant.
and some room to work. And they will finally haul him down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. 45 yards for him on the ground in his first quarter. He has been tremendous to start the new year.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
From the gun, it's Lawrence.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Now Lawrence. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. And second down. Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
It's a throw again is Lawrence.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins do the job defensively there, and now it brings up 4th. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And this one is right through.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field.
A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Tua. And that is incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. While the medical staff checks on him, we'll step aside in this Week 1 contest.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Lawrence will throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Pretty good coverage there from Jordan Brooks.
Two things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And this returnable for Hill. Well, following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami.
Tua and the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their 25-yard line. In motion, Hill. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Short throw to Smith. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
As they've got it as we resume action. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack.
Trayvon Walker
in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fielded at the 33. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Jacksonville offense gets the ball back. Travis Etienne and company head back out there.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Play action. It's Lawrence. To the sideline and incomplete.
He was out there waving his arm saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 20. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play.
Well, you always hate to see injuries, especially tough here in week 1. Just hoping this is nothing serious. We'll take a quick timeout.
In motion, Hill. Throwing on 2nd and long.
Tua.
They complete it to Hill. 2 yards on the pickup there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Tyreek Hill's got another one.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert.
And down he goes just beyond the 35. And that pretty move got him some extra space to run.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Looking to pass, Tua.
Good work on the scamper by Tagovailoa. It's a 1st down.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one because they took away his arm. But he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And this is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Tua sets up to pass it. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
Defense.
Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
Now a 2nd and 10.
On the play, 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And that's off the mark, incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the 1st by a few yards. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a 4th down.
That was a good effort there trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
54 yards rushing for him in this 1st half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. On 2nd down, ETN once more.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Sliding.
Lawrence hit and the ball is free.
A defensively lucky there, able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
And the Dolphins now with a 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Here's Tua.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
They'll start on the ground. ETN.
Yeah, this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On play action, Lawrence. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jags 1st down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
1st down, Jacksonville.
Lawrence.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars.
ETN up the middle.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
A short throw there to Strange.
3rd catch of this 1st half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Bradley Chubb there on the tackle. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 7. And they'll go again with ETN.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the 1st half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Now Lawrence.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will take the lead at 13-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this 1-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Tua to Tyreek for the Miami first.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
At the 41-yard line.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Smith catches left side. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
19 more yards. That's another Dolphins first down.
Play action. Now it's Tua.
That's complete to Mostert out of the backfield.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be second down.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Tua setting up shop to throw again.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now it's 3rd and 3. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Tua going to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. And that incompletion breaks a string of 5 straight connections. And it's second down. Now Tua.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Tua to throw again. Did he get the feet down? Yes! Touchdown!
Jalen Waddle.
A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Dolphins will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 4-point game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Jaguars offense and Travis Etienne set to take over once again. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
That's brought in by Davis over the middle. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half.
A short throw there to Strange.
Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Now Lawrence to throw.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. Tua, a final shot before half. And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. The Dolphins got some strong play out of their quarterback, number 1, Tua Tagovailoa. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
80 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that first down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Here's Lawrence. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And he completes it to Barrios. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a gain of 31.
So when's the best time to take the big shots downfield? When you think a defense least expects it, and I think the first play of the third quarter qualifies. They came right out firing. That's how you send a message to start the second half of a game.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it.
And the Jaguars are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
They'll have good field position at midfield following the turnover as they start with a first down here. From midfield now, Lawrence on the slant. He's got Davis.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
First down, Jacksonville.
Running out of the gun with ETN.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Lawrence. Open man is Duvernay. And he will have a Jaguars first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
And completes it to Kirk over the middle. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
First and goal, Jacksonville.
In motion right is Davis.
Caught right side, Davis. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal?
ETN is in. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Well, solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there, and each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Point after, right down the middle, and that gives him a 3-point lead. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays.
And it was capped off by a Travis Etienne touchdown run. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense.
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, But I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Travis Etienne and the Jags offense set to take over again here.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the one touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Lawrence will throw. A short throw there to Strange.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Lawrence. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
And his kick here is good. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Dolphins offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. Mostert hit, and he drops the ball. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And it's not just having two hands on the ball. It's tucking it away. It's using your body to keep people shielded off. It's so many different things into taking care of it and having ball security. In that case, though, we didn't see it happen.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Lawrence looking for the out route here, and it's completed to Kirk.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down.
A gain of 16 yards. And the Jaguar 1st down.
Duvernay in motion. Now Lawrence. And one more time, here's Kirk.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
And they'll run with Etienne.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Travis Etienne.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Jaguars are able to extend their lead.
Doug Peterson says, let's go for 2 here.
Will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Lawrence going to look to throw for it.
And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. And with a successful 2-point try, the QB rolling out, I would imagine on the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run or pass.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for player.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
Well, sometimes despite the best planning, the defense actually has a plan as well, and they blanketed everyone on that play. They were able to close it down and spill him for a loss.
Being chased out
To a hit, and the ball is out.
and the Jags grab it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust.
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take a blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
The Jaguars offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we roll through some of the highlights, we see how crucial he's been to their success in this one. When he's in this type of a groove and his offensive linemen are creating running lanes for him, he can really put on a show, and he's done so here.
Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence.
This ball caught by Strange.
And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Touchdown, Jaguars.
Travis Etienne.
A dynamo since the break. 3 third-quarter touchdowns.
And the Jaguars are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
In motion, Hill. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down.
Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now a fake on the jet sweep and a give to Mostert.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This is fielded at the 27. So possession goes over here on the punt.
The Jaguars again ready to take over on offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. A run here with Dearness Johnson. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
On third down, Johnson. And shutting him off, now open field. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Straight ahead, Etienne. He juked him, and he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line.
Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaken up on the play.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And a dangerous throw there on the drop-off. Incomplete, nearly intercepted. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing quickly, this is caught by Kirk. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. The passing game continues to be their friend, even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles. They're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
And his kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa. This one left side caught by Barrios. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
This 2nd and 4.
Out of bounds at his own 48-yard line. It's a pickup of
Tua setting up shop to throw again. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th.
gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
In motion goes the tight end.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
And the Dolphins, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45.
Tua sets up to pass it.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars 30. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaken up on the play. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Now a toss play for Wright.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Jalen Wright
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Dolphins get a bit closer. This opening game has certainly not gone their way to this point, but yeah, that touchdown may be a glimmer of hope for the long season ahead.
And no one in this league likes to talk about moral victories. No one.
And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Well, now how about this return?
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The visitors' offense and Trevor Lawrence getting set for this next drive. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. 2nd and 7. Etienne once more.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
123 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
First down, Jacksonville.
Here's a give to Etienne.
And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
From the 46, here's 2nd and 5.
Now whistles here. And I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
The false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down.
A handoff for Etienne.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11. Here's Etienne.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. It's a 7-yard run, but it does bring up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Well, the Dolphins offense and Tyreek Hill set to take over once more. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
Now Tua. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Tua going to throw.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete. Following the play here, now we've got an injury.
We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Jags take over in terrific field position.
A give to Etienne running right.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw.
This is caught.
And the Jags are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. Now they'll bring one of their tight ends in motion right.
Delay of game. Offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for 1st and goal.
They'll run. It's Etienne.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown.
Travis Etienne.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Jaguars are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Extra point right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away.
Powering his way forward.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Here's Tua. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
That's good for a Dolphins first down.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll get maybe a couple before he's taken down, as that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
Tua to throw again. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And he completes it to Berrios. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll look to throw again. Short throw to Smith. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Back to throw again. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Throwing on 2nd and long.
Tua.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Off of play action, Tagovailoa.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
On play action, here's Tua.
That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll cut the lead down to 18.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, You make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Jaguars, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.